I thought I was going to do black beans, but I didn't have any black beans up here. I must have already stored them. So I have red beans here, but it's the exact same process. I'll go ahead and show you how we do that. We have Rylan here to help us. These jars have been cleaned. We are going to go ahead and rinse all of our beans so that any of the dust or anything that's in these beans is off of them. And I've also sorted through and kind of looked through these beans looking for any that were broken or didn't look very good, and I just pulled them out. Rylan's gonna fill these jars with some salt. The salt is optional. You don't need to have the salt if you don't want it. So please excuse the noise in the background. That's the canner going. I'll show you guys that process in just a little while. These are pint jars. We're gonna go ahead and take a half cup and fill each jar with a half cup of beans. Good job. Now that we have these filled with a half cup of beans, we're going to fill it with this is some room temperature water. Oh, I'm spilling a little bit, but that's okay. And you want an inch of head space. So again, we're gonna take my measurer. I'm going to make sure that I have at least an inch of head space. Oh, we're going to need some more water. Let me get it.
Yeah.
Oh, other way. There you go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put in our pint jars. We have 1 pint jar of chicken and I think 7 or 8 pint jars of red beans. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in here and we'll begin processing them. So I've already filled this with 3 quarts of cold water. Also added some vinegar. The purpose of the vinegar is to keep water stains from forming on your jars. So there's all my beans. And 1 pint of chicken right there in the middle. So that's what we've got. We're gonna go ahead and close this up and start processing. So after getting your lid on, you're going to want to line up your arrows. Make sure that it is sealed correctly, and it definitely felt like it was, so there we go. So now all we need to do is turn on the heat, and we want it to be on a relatively high heat. We don't want it all the way on high, but almost, and that will give you just the right temperature for warming. Now all we are waiting for is to see steam coming out of here. And once steam is coming out of here, we will wait 10 minutes and put our weight on. There's a steady stream of steam coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and start a 10-minute timer. The poundage depends on your elevation, so definitely go by your manual on what it tells you to do. For me, it is 15 pounds. This valve went up. That means that there's pressure in the canner. As soon as the weight starts to rock, then we will start our time for 75 minutes of processing. So this is what it looks like when it's rocking. I'm gonna go ahead and start my timer for 75 minutes. And then I'll show you the next step after that. So we've just turned off the heat and it's been 75 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the pot off of this burner that's been hot and move it over here to start to cool. Once this valve goes down, I can safely take off the weight. It'll take quite a while, so don't expect it to be right away. You definitely do not want to rush this process. This canner has a lot of pressure built up in here, so definitely do not try to rush the process. Allow it to do its thing for as long as it needs to. This has been, sitting here for a while. So this has probably been down for a while. I just took off the weight because this went down. It is still hot. So I'm gonna open it, and you always open it away from you. These are already sealed, but normally when you take these out, the jars won't have been sealed yet, and they'll take a little extra time to seal once they're out. It looks pretty good, but I probably could have put a few more beans in each of these jars just to make them a little bit fuller.